Hey guys, Amber here with Story Chasing, and today I'm going to give you a tour of my 13-foot SCAMP trailer that you see behind me. I just got it this last year, but I'm really traveling in it full time now. I just moved into it, I guess 3 weeks ago. This is a video that I told you that would be coming out so I can show you what the trailer is, why I did the customizations that I did on it, including no plumbing. Yes, you read that correctly in the title. Let's go in. So entryway, I'm going to show you quickly what it looks like on the inside, and then I'll go through each individual part. So we have the couch, kitchen, and the bed. And there's Georgie. All right, so let's start with the bed area first. This is the bed, and it used to be a dinette. The dinette table is right under here. It's probably hard to see, but this is the table here. And this underneath the mattress is where the bench is and cushions. And then I also have a 4-inch memory foam topper on top. While this can be a dinette, I chose to not keep it as a dinette because one, the cushions are rather hard, and trying to sit at that table to do work just didn't feel good. While this can be a dinette, I decided to make it a full-time bed just because I don't want to always take the table up and down, which with the SCAMP, you have to have the table down during travel mode. So I was constantly having to put it up and down and then put the bed together. For a while, I even slept on the couch. I made that into a bed, but it's rather small for just Georgie and I, and it just felt more comfortable to have this big bed for both of us. It's just a lot easier, especially when you're traveling. I just want the least amount of things that I have to move around and make sure that it's put up properly when I travel. Plus, it's just a lot more comfortable. So you can see Georgie's comfortable. Up here, I have compression bags that have my socks and underwear and bras. Up here, I keep more clothes. This is my pants and shirts. And over here, I have my shorts and shirt for nightwear, and then some books. One of the things that really needs to happen is that I need to make the best use of this space. It's pretty minimalist. I don't have a lot of space for clothes. In fact, there's not any storage outside either. When I was putting all of my things together and deciding what clothes I'm gonna take, it was hard. There's just not a lot of space in here for any of that. So you have to really pare it down, like way more than I did in the van. So up here, I have some hats that I keep. You'll see all my little secrets. So behind here, I have some more clothes in this compression bag. I have my nightwear that I just fold up and stick over here so it's easily accessible. And then behind here, I actually keep my jackets. So it's all nice and hidden. You can't see it. I like it to be really clean. The windows, they have these sliding blinds. As you can see, they're definitely not blackout. So it leaves a lot of light that comes in. So I decided to put these curtains up, which are somewhat blackout, but I just like the way that they look, and it does block out some of the light. These little hooks, they're command strips. Amazing, holds 33 pounds. So I put these curtains up here on each of the windows, and then on this window over here as well. Next, in the bedroom area, I have a Max air fan. And it also has a cover on the outside so that you can leave it open when it's raining, which is quite nice. Also, I wanted to note with the bed, I do have regular sheets on it. It's full-size sheet, so sheet, I have a blanket, I have this linen duvet, and then at night I will use this rumple blanket to put on the top when it's really cold out, which it has been lately, and then even this I'll put on top of it as well, just to keep everything warm, because I don't like to keep the heat on so much at night. Next, I have installed this little gadget here that holds my iPad, or it can hold a phone. It's nice. It's a really heavy-duty suction cup, and then it just stays here, or I can move it along these areas. Sometimes when I'm sitting on the couch, I'll put it here and watch TV. The closet is 2 different spaces. You have a top, and then you have this larger bottom area. So I have Georgie's leash up here, and then up here I keep food. I like to keep it up high just in case there's some little critters coming. So I have food and chia seeds and just a bunch of little canned goods and stuff in here. So the next one is a bit of a mess. So I have organized it in these little containers here that help a little bit. I have toiletries and things that I grab quite often up here. Down here I have my vitamins and medicines. Down here, back behind all of this is my camera equipment and electronics and Georgie's little Dremel for her toenails. I've got a hat and a jacket and just little miscellaneous things. I do have a trash can. It's just a bathroom trash can that I put over here, and my bottle of water that I keep in this area. Underneath here, I have 2 scales. One to weigh myself and one to weigh my food since I am on a weight loss journey. In this tote, I have food as well. I've got lemons and just miscellaneous food that doesn't fit into the upper cabinet. Again, I want to keep it in tote so mice stay away. Okay, the next tote. And here I have my Omnia oven, which I just love. Cooks on the stovetop. Another part of the Omnia oven is a deep dish, and then some clothes and my little infrared light therapy for my back when my back is hurting. So you can see back there, I've got a suitcase. This is under the bed still, and I keep clothes that I'm not wearing right now, like seasonal clothes, and I'll just switch them out. Now for this big tote, it's a really long one. I have a hodgepodge of things, a couple of pans, pots. I have my medicines, more medicine in here for myself and Georgie. I have shoes down in here and a couple of canned goods as well. I forgot to show you, I have this little vacuum as well. Okay, it's super easy, it's rechargeable, and it works amazing. For the kitchen, I have this Blue Eddy. It's 1800 watts. It works really, really good to keep all of my electronics charged as long as I've got sun, which I haven't had in a little bit. The last 3 days have been a little bit rainy, and so it's been hard to keep this thing charged. I do have a portable generator that I bought. I know, I hate them too, but I have it for emergency purposes, and that was a bit of an emergency to have it. Emergency, not life-threatening, but emergency, like I need to work. Georgie can access her water right here and get it from the bed and drink, which she does all the time. One of the things that I customized with this RV is that I did not get plumbing. In fact, there usually is a kitchen sink right under this cutting board, but I told them don't even put in a kitchen sink, don't do any plumbing whatsoever. The reason why I did that is because I did not want anything to freeze. It's been really cold here at night, so it's dipped down into the high 20s, low 30s, which is freezing weather. And when I was in the van, I would just have to move if the weather got that cold because my pipes would freeze or could potentially freeze. I just don't want to have to deal with that. I have 2 propane tanks and it keeps me nice and warm with the furnace. That furnace is amazing. Like, it pumps out a lot of heat and fast. So instead of doing that kitchen sink, I did this cutting board instead. It gives it a really nice look in here aesthetically, and you can cut on it, you can put stuff on it, it's durable. And then I also added, I don't know if you can see under here, these little legs that are rubber legs that keep it in place. So you can see my cute little backsplash. I did that myself as well. It was just plain white, and I decided to make it kind of cute and put these little tiles up there. Up here in this cabinet is kitchen stuff. So spices and oil and tea. Over here, I have my dishes. So coffee supplies, drink glasses, all really good. And these things you have to kind of slam, which I'm not really fond of. I hate the noise of it, but just is what it is. I also installed this little paper towel holder. Oops, my light fell. Have a 2-burner propane stove. I added my little speaker, my Beat speaker, and a cute little fake plants. I also have another little cutting board that I'll use. Here I've got just a small little drawer, just miscellaneous, kind of like I would say your junk drawer. Down here, I have cleaning supplies and bags for the trash and for my composting toilet. Same thing down here, just more supplies, except I've got quinoa down here. I have some steel wool, which I'll show you how I use that. Some vinegar. In this drawer are all of my utensils. So I have silverware, knives, little chopstick, measuring spoons, my meat thermometer. I also keep a few little like things that I grab quickly. So Tylenol and Advil, lipstick. Let's talk about this fridge. This fridge is tiny. It is definitely smaller than the van, and that one I had to like really organize and figure out how to use the space, which I figured out and I did well, but this one is even tinier. So I kind of wish that they had taken this space up here for this drawer, did away with this drawer, and made this refrigerator so much bigger that it went all the way up to here, but they didn't. So, oh well, this is what we have. So let me show you the inside. It's a Dometic. It just has all of my stuff in it, cram-packed, let me tell you. Down here I put vegetables. That's actually Georgie's pumpkin. And I have my meat up here. I have lettuce, cheeses, my eggs and bread, and then stuff like hummus and cheese and cottage cheese, and have some avocados back there. It goes all the way back. This is actually supposed to be a freezer up here. You can see the grooves where the compartment was, but you can actually remove it, and then that way you can just have more space. So I removed it. Also for power, we have 110 receptacles. We also have USB and we have DC. We have one here, we have one down here, and we also have one over here that's a little bit hidden by all my stuff. Next we have this gigantic window, which I just loved. And up here I keep a hodgepodge of stuff. So in this area is Georgie's clothes. I have Lily's ashes up there as well. Eventually, when I get to California, I'm still gonna spread her ashes on the beach over there, since that's where she's from. I have different office supplies, computer equipment, pens, ruler, knitting supplies. I have these hats here, and I'll show you how I did that. It's just these little hooks that you put into here. This is called rat fur. I know it's so weird, but that's what it's called. And then it just hooks into it, and then you can hang your hats. I don't know if you guys remember this. I had this in my van, but this is super easy. It's got Velcro on the back and it just sticks to the rat fur. For the couch, this did not originally look like this. It actually had a bunk bed here at the top. Of course, those cushions that I showed you that were like on the bed, that's underneath here, but I also put a 4-inch memory foam topper on it just to make it more comfortable. This is actually a blanket that I got on Amazon. A lot of these things that you're seeing me show are from Amazon. And then I added this beautiful back. That's my couch back. And it fits nicely in here. It's super soft and comfortable. I can just sit back and relax. I love it. It's nice and soft. And then I have that blanket that I put on it. So if you need a blanket when you're sitting here, I also have my leather pillow. And then let me show you another one of my secrets. This is stuff that you don't want to see all the time. So I have iPad cover back here. I have my DeWalt, where's it at? My DeWalt batteries for a fan when I need my fan. I have my computer. I have my hair dryer for my hair. And it just all stays back there nice and tucked away so you don't see it and can access it easily. Now this table is also a new addition. It's called a Lagoon table, and it's a 360-degree swivel. You can turn this all around. You can put it over there. If I had people over and I wanted to make use of the entire couch, I could take this arm out. I don't know if you're familiar with the Lagoon tables, but they don't come with tabletops. They're really popular in the marine world, and then a lot of van lifers started putting them inside of their vans. But this tabletop is actually cutting board. Does it look familiar? That one, this one. So yeah, I installed a cutting board on here and I just Velcroed it down right under here. I love that it was just super easy. I could take it on and off. Now underneath each of these benches, I have more storage. So storage here, and then this storage. So you have to access it underneath here through that little door hatch right there. In those two areas, I keep very small things that I don't need a lot. So I have extra toilet paper and my wipes and deodorant and just things that are extra so that I can keep them in, a place that's inside of the SCAMP. On the right side is my trailer brake equipment that goes out to the SUV so that it can communicate wirelessly through the SUV and make sure that every time I brake the SUV, the trailer is braking as well. In this particular cabinet, I have my composting toilet. So this is the toilet. It has a place for pee, it has a place to poo, and here, I usually have them out, some cedar shavings to put over the poo, and this little thing I can actually deploy with these legs, and I put the toilet on it at night so that it stays in one place, doesn't slide around, and it's a little bit more elevated for me to sit on. You can also see that the rat fur goes all the way from the walls to the ceiling as well, which helps to insulate it and also keeps condensation down up there because these windows do get a lot of condensation at night, especially if the heat is on. I have a step stool down here. That is something that I use to get up and down from the bed because I'm short and I can't get up there easily. It also allows Georgie to jump off of the bed. Now she can't jump on the bed with it. It's too far down. But if I pull it close to the couch, she can also jump on the couch, and she likes to sit right up here on the back of the couch as well. You might have also noticed that I have these little solar lights. So I love these things. You put them out in the sun, they charge up, and then I use those mostly at night so that I don't have to use the lights that are already in the RV here, just so I can save on power. I also decided to put this rug in here. I love these things. They're like this, I don't know, some kind of rubbery thing, but they're great to take your shoes and rub them on and get dirt off, and then you can just put it outside. One of the things about this layout is that I opted to not have a bathroom. So they have several different layouts, one with a bathroom, one without. I decided not to have the bathroom because I wanted to keep the weight down on the trailer. And plus, when I was in the van, I really did not use the bathroom that much. I mean, it had the toilet, of course, but I didn't use the shower. It had a vanity thing. It had a little cupboard area for you to put your toiletries. But I just wanted you to know that there's a couple of different layouts, and I just got the most simplistic one. Has a screen door, little opening here so you can grab the outside door if you wanted. Show you how that works. Just locks in, and you can pull it closed here. You do have to kind of bang it and lock it. So super easy. I did, however, notice one thing recently. So you see how this is the locking mechanism right here? Okay, I'm gonna open this and show you something. So if you don't want bugs and stuff to come in, generally you open the door, you have this screen door closed. You would think no bugs would come in, but I was getting bugs. So I found out, you can see right there a shadow, the light coming through the hole. That's where the door lock goes into, and they didn't seal it off. So all these bugs were coming through over here. Let's go check out the outside. You're gonna see this beautiful river down here. Guess what? In the next video, you're gonna see me living down here so that you can see what it's like to live by this river, which has to be the most beautiful spot I've ever been in before. So on the outside, you can see she's an egg shape. She's really simplistic. This is the same kind of design that they had forever. They've barely changed it. So I just have this single axle. I do have electric out here if I'm hooked up to shore power. I have my stabilizers, which are manual. Remember I told you I had that steel wool? Well, I use it in here. So this is a hole that goes under the bench, and it actually has the power cord right here. But I also use it to put my Starlink cords out through it, and then I just kind of seal it all up and put the steel wool here so mice don't get in, hopefully, right? There's my Starlink. You may be wondering why I have two Starlinks. This was my original one right here. This is my new one. So the Gen 3 uses a lot of power. That's the bigger one. So I ended up buying the Mini, which in one of my first videos that I came out with, the 40 hours off-grid, it was just sucking power too much. So it uses like a third of the power. So that's why I ended up getting the Mini. I have my water jugs out here. Remember, I don't have any plumbing, so I have to bring my own water with me. I also just buy the gallons of drinking water. I did not bring my Berkey because really don't have any place to put it. Here's the cord that's coming out down here to the solar panel. 200-watt solar panel, which is really nice. That panel over there is the solar panel for the SCAMP itself. And that just plugs into my wet cell battery that is right here. I have my gas can for my generator, and then also 2 propane tanks. Right here. By the way, those are 20-pound propane tanks. And then one of my very favorite things is my chair. I love my chair. I know it's not part of the SCAMP, but it's just nice that it swings and moves around very easily. I can actually sit out here by the river. One of the things that you might have noticed too is that there is no storage on the outside at all. No compartments. So everything has to be inside or has to be in my SUV over here. And I'm not going to show you my SUV. Maybe we'll do that in like another 6 months because it's a holy mess. And I try to keep it nice and organized. I have bins in there, but I need to probably downsize a little bit more in there too. Another thing that this does not have that a lot of SCAMPs actually have is a water fill right here. So usually it's right here in this particular area. I decided to have them delete that because I don't have any plumbing. So I just opted to not even have that installed. Another reason too I wanted to let you know about the plumbing is the tank is at the back. So the tank would usually be back here, back behind the axle. They actually tell you that you should not tow your SCAMP with that water container filled back there because you could have sway. So I didn't know this, I'm new to towing. So if you have anything that's too heavy in the back of your trailer, you run the risk of it actually fishtailing while you're towing your trailer. So you have to actually dump the water. So another reason I just opted to not have it, because I'm not going to dump all my water in between. So I just carry my water inside of the SUV. Have a Ford Explorer, tows about 5,000 pounds. I wanted something that was going to be nice and comfortable while driving. It's perfect. I don't need anything more than 5,000 pounds. The SCAMP dry weight is 1,400 pounds for this particular one. It's a 2024. You'll find that a lot of the older SCAMPs actually are a lot less weight. So that's something for you to consider if you're actually looking at a SCAMP. I hope you guys love this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and we're gonna have some amazing adventures. This is my 7th year traveling. All right guys, I'll see you in the next video.